Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Deadline stream. Good afternoon. Of course, my camera is out of focus. What else is new? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Is everything up? Everything working? We have a lot of things to discuss. I have some interesting things I could do with my team, let me tell you. Let me just fix the camera before we go any further. Quick little reset. Boom. That's better. What is that? Hey, I've been cooking, okay? I've been cooking. I have been cooking. Now, I don't know if it's burnt yet, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. There are so many options, man, today. I could get to this with a -10. Do I pull the trigger? What's up, Real Funny Talk? Hello, Simon. Amart. Greetings, greetings. So, while people get in here, let's ignore this monstrosity for a bit. Yeah, I mean, I just had the music loud to start the stream, you know? Is it 24? It might be 2024. Alright. Let's start with F1 Predict, okay? This team will destroy your budget gates and you can never get out of this. I mean, I can always just go back to Hajar. That's how I get out of it. Anyway, I haven't decided if I'm doing that yet. It's just an option, okay? It's just an option. Let's make my F1 predictions. By the way, I just want to point out, I've been kind of killing it in F1 Predicts. I am top 1K in the world on F1 Predicts. I've had some good weeks. What can I say? My result, home. Make predictions. Is the best wildcard worth it this week? I think there are a lot of good wildcard teams this week if you still have your wildcard to really, you know, go aggressive on this week. To target, you know, get out of Mercedes, target Norris and the Ferraris. I think there's a lot of value to wildcarding this week if you still have it. And that could work out, it could not work out, but I mean, a lot of other people, including myself, if I want to get out of like a Mercedes lineup and go full all in on Ferrari, I have to take a hit for it. So if you have wildcard, you can do that without taking a hit. I think that's very powerful. Anyway, predict the podium. This is interesting. I think this Hungarian GP is going to be really, really interesting. The upgrades to the McLaren definitely seems to be working. Mercedes, this does not seem to be a track for the Mercedes. I mean, with that said, Antonelli could definitely pop up with a win, but like Russell's been absolutely nowhere in practice so far. So let's slap some predictions onto this. I am down to go Antonelli less on this prediction for the points upside. Like, look at the amount of points I can get if I don't predict Antonelli. Let's do this, huh? I mean, I'm wearing the shirt for the occasion because we're so back and all that. Worth a -10 to get Stroll in for Antonelli. Well, what are you getting on top of that is the question. Callum Jones, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. I mean, if you're trying to get the least amount of points possible, I think that's a good transfer. Alright. I think I'm just going to predict this. Why not? Pole position. Norris seems fast, man. What's up, Shay? Show Patrick, delete your account. Always worth Stroll or GOAT. True. He is only 3 million. Who takes pole? I'm gonna put it on Hamilton. He's pretty good around here. And it seems to be between him and Norris, I'd say. So far, at least. I mean, it could be Norris as well. I could see Norris taking it. But if Norris is taking pole, I don't think Norris is going to be P3 then. Let's do this. And let's do Norris for pole. Oh, but Ferrari are so quick in the last sector. I'm gonna do Hamilton for pole. Will Aston Martin get both cars into Q2? I mean, I think Alonso's getting into Q2. I don't think Stroll is, though. Who qualifies highest for the Hungarian GP? I'm gonna do Stroll here. Which team will set the fastest pit stop time of the race? I don't know. I think this is such a bad thing to predict because it feels just super random. They should pick something else. This question is always in, and it's by far the least fun question to try and predict. Will the safety car or VSC be required during the Grand Prix? I'm gonna say no. Which of these teams will score the most points? Racing Bulls or Alpine? Definitely Racing Bulls. Where does Lewis Hamilton finish? Podium. Why is 4th to 10th 10 points and podium is 15 points? I guess it's... I don't know. Let's do podium, though. Who will set the fastest lap time of the race? Let's do Lewis. Why not? If I think Hamilton's going to win, I think Hamilton's going to win. Will we see a new Hungarian GP winner? I'm going to go no. Boom. Because I don't think Antonelli's winning today. Or tomorrow. Alright, back to F1 Fantasy. Oh, by the way, real quick, if you guys haven't signed up for this... Come on, show it to me. Here. If you guys haven't signed up to this, you should definitely do so. Like, winning a season ticket to Formula 1. And by the way... me reminding you to sign up for this on the F1 website means that you are legally required to bring me to one of the races if you win, okay? Deal? Deal? Yes? Cool. If I win, I will for sure bring one of you guys to at least one race. I promise that. I've signed up. Make sure to sign up. And then we can go and watch F1 in person next year, okay? Okay? Deal? Deal? Everyone in chat say deal right now. If you're agreeing to this. It's just one of the 24 races, man. You were supposed to gatekeep that information, man. Lowering my odds. I don't know about that, bro. Deal, deal, good. There we go. Perfect, yes. Good morning, Tyler. A lot of deals. Lovely. I will for sure... Okay, if I win this... I will bring, like, I will do at least 5. I will do at least 5 race giveaways next year if I win this. At least 5 to bring you guys with me. So, if that's possible. I assume it's possible. Like, I assume you would be able to fly out from anywhere. I'll bring you to Barcelona next year. I've already been to Barcelona. Bring me to a track I haven't been to. But I'll take Barcelona. Oh wait, Barcelona isn't even next year. Hey, Patrick, take that back. There is no Barcelona GP next year. You're trolling me, bro. Anyway, good that we've sorted that out. Let's talk F1 Fantasy. So, there's so many things I could do with my teams that it's actually kind of disgusting. He almost got me. He almost got me. He almost got me, but he didn't get me. Is it only on Predict to sign up? No, it's just on the F1 website. It's just an ad that pops up somewhere, like anywhere. You can probably just Google it as well. We'll take you to Brazil then. Will you pay your flight though? I'm pretty sure that Heineken pays your flights. Not sponsored, by the way. I think that's the entire thing. They pay for flights and accommodation. I'd love to go to Brazil. South America is the only continent I haven't been to. That's not like Antarctica, you know? I haven't been to Antarctica. But I did Australia last year, so now the only continent I haven't been to is It's South America. Alright. So, Team 1. What are we doing? We have 3 free transfers. I think I want to get out of Kimi Antonelli. I think one transfer is going Kimi to Hamilton. And I think the second transfer is Lawson down to Gabriel Bortoleto. Okay? This is probably like the safe build, right? I do 2 transfers. I keep Mercedes. It's fine. And I keep Hadjar for the price increase. I have Bortoleto and Lindblad, good for price increases. And I go into Sandboard with 3 free transfers. Okay, this is the likely move. This is the likely move. Put the 2x on Hamilton. 3 free transfers. Bing, bang, boom. All fine. All good to go, right? The other option, like, I could also, if I don't trust Mercedes, which, you know, I might do still, I could get McLaren in here and use all 3 transfers. But the problem is that I very likely want to get into, like, not Hadjar and proper 4A in Sandvort. And if I do a bunch of this nonsense, because I think I want to use my 3x in Sandvort. You got to remember this, right? I'm probably using my 3x in Sandvort, which is the next race. It feels like it's super far away. It is. This break is going to be awful. But I want to use my 3x in Sandvort, almost assuredly. So I want to get into the 2 best drivers I can for Sandvort. And if I sell Antonelli here, and I've sold Mercedes to McLaren, and I only have 2 transfers, how am I getting to... Okay, imagine Sandvort. Okay, which 2 drivers do we think will be like P1, P2 in Sandvort? I would say that it's going to be like Antonelli plus 1. And it could be Hamilton, it could be Leclerc, it could be Norris, it could be Russell, whatever. But I think the 3x team I want for Sandvort is Antonelli plus 1. And if this is my team, how do I get to Antonelli plus 1 other for 3x with 2 transfers? I don't. I would have to sell so many things, like Kimi Antonelli back here, and then I would have to sell Bortoleto, lock in like Charles Leclerc here. That's 2.7 million with some price increase. I can maybe slot in Bottas if I'm lucky. And then I don't even have Mercedes rolling around, you know? So, I feel like I mean, if I get unlucky and like Hadjar DNFs or something, I'm just completely locked out of that if I make the McLaren to Mercedes move. But if I do make the McLaren to Mercedes move, that does technically like save me like 1.6 million. So maybe I do that anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I need to, as much as I want to target this race, I want to target Sandvort as well. You can't push off Merc. I think I agree, unfortunately. So I think my transfer for this week has to be on this team that has not used its 3x. I need to save and have 3 transfers for Sandvort. So I think it's just this. I think I'll go Antonelli out still and bring in Hamilton. But if I have 4.3 million in the bank and 3 free transfers in Sandvort, keeping Mercedes and Ferrari, I could very easily do Hadjar plus Lindblad to Kimi and Bortoleto, and like 3 free transfers here, and just bring in cheap assets here. It will probably be forced to be like a Bottas or something. Maybe even this, just to be able to afford it. But I think it's worth it for Sandvort if I'm going 3x and I want like the best possible 3x team, right? And I could then do that for free, you know? Whereas if I use all 3 transfers today, I'm kind of stuck. Or I'm doing like Antonelli less or Mercedes less 3x, which seems terrible. Norris is a great 2x differential, by the way. Sims want Leclerc badly. Yeah, I mean, I think Leclerc, Hamilton, Antonelli are all... Leclerc, Hamilton, and Norris are all, like, equal in my eyes. It's whoever takes pole. Is it worth a wildcard to triple Ferrari? Yes, I think it is. But you're going for triple Ferrari, I can do a minus... I could do a minus 10 for this team, like... And Bottas, if he doesn't DNF Copium, I know I've been burnt, he is on for a price increase. This is a -10. And then I could do like Lindblad down plus Antonelli up for one of these two for Sandwords. And run McLaren and Ferrari as my two constructors instead of Mercedes. That Paris is an issue in FP2 didn't look promising? Nope. FP3, yeah. Like it up, people. Listen to what Elvis has to say. Leave Merc out or keep him in. That's what I'm wondering. But like, look at this team though. This team is so fun. It is a -10, and I think I could like, for 2 transfers, I can just do Lindblad down and Hamilton or Leclerc up. I could do Lindblad down to like Alex Albon maybe, or Fernando Alonso, and then Hamilton or Leclerc up to Antonelli for 2 free transfers for the 3x in Sandwords. Albon's going to lose money? Yes, this week, but not necessarily the week after if he has a good race here. The -13 is going to get rotated out. So Albon's losing value now, which is good. But so if I go here now, and then in Sandvort, I could go like Lindblad down to Albon, who's going to be like 5.8 million, and then Hamilton or Leclerc up to Antonelli for 2 free transfers. And that's my team. If I want Merc and Sandwich, it's another -10. Yes, that is true. But I would probably not do that then. I would probably stick with McLaren Ferrari. Which, like, as when George Russell is bad, it's like McLaren is scoring equal to Mercedes at the moment. Leclerc versus Hamilton pole? Sure. Boom. By the way, right? I didn't see you. Welcome to the Twitch side. DNF Bottas. I mean, Bottas is gonna DNF when I buy him. That's just guaranteed. What would you do with 127.2 mil? How do you have 127.2 mil? I don't know. Run 4A with like Lindblad and Bortoleto. 127 mil is crazy. I think McLaren could outscore Mercedes this week. I mean, that's obviously why I'm considering it. I'm playing a different game. What the fuck is 127 mil? True. 128? My god. Ideal wildcard team? Probably something like this. I don't know. It depends on your budget. We're playing completely different games if you're 128 million versus 119. I mean, let's look at my rich team, okay? Like, those in chat on 128 million, you guys must have been purely playing budget. Because I'm 124 mil. And this team is very rich. Rain, my dude, what even is he doing? I'm going all in on Ferrari, man. So my team 2 looks like this. From -10 on this team. Oh, wait, it has to be Leclerc here, right? From -10, I could do this. With Bortoleto and Lindblad on a 4A, no Mercedes. Yeesh. I don't know if that's the play then. Assuming not keeping Mercedes. I'm probably keeping Mercedes, guys. I'm just experimenting. I'm probably keeping Mercedes. This is experimentation. From -10 on this team, having both Bortoleto and Lindblad on a 4A lineup, that's kind of disgusting. Hamilton has 0 DNFs. He's due one soon. I mean, on this team, I can't afford Hamilton if I want to do this. My team that only focuses on budget to try and win a mini league, I'm up to 130.6. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The McLaren Ferrari team doesn't look that bad, guys. Like, is this so terrible? Like, how much am I smoking here? I mean, I know I'm, like, it's Ferrari copium to the max. But, like, Bottas is kind of equal to Hadjar, right? Both are going to increase 0.6 million. Same thing. No Mercedes podium. How bad is this? Like, okay, how bad is this? This is a -10, by the way. I think it's pretty bad, probably. Bottas is not increasing 0.6 million. 5 points? I think he can get 5 points. Maybe. I consider it a lot more if it wasn't -10. That's valid. That is incredibly valid. Unfortunately, like, I don't think... I mean, I literally can't afford it without doing the -10. Like, I can't keep anything because I'm 0.3 million short from just keeping Antonelli here. I don't know the math, but if you assume Antonelli P1, Russell P5 or lower, is Mercedes really worth it? I mean, if we assume Antonelli P1, then yes, Mercedes is worth it. What do you think of Hamilton and Antonelli with autopilot? Autopilot's always decent when you have two premium drivers. Do we care about Alonso at all? I think Alonso's definitely an interesting punt. I had him in one lineup that I did. Dude, there's so many options. I need to start writing them down. I'm beginning to lose track of all time and everything. What was my Alonso build again? I can't remember. Oh, it was my team 2, right? Oh, it's when I don't go for Bortoletto here. It's when I go down all the way to Alonso. I could do Mercedes, Ferrari. I could do this, yeah, instead of Bortoletto. So Mercedes, Ferrari versus Red Bull, Ferrari, and it's Alonso versus Bortoletto. That's the difference. This is also a -10, by the way. Moving to triple Ferrari is always a -10 for this team. I think getting the correct top 2 constructors is always worth a -10. You're probably right. But then again, like, the top 2 constructors is decided by one of the constructors having a DNF most of the time, no? You've been in first in Global League since Miami and only have 118.4 million. Yeah, I mean, it's points versus budget, right? Switching to the premium drivers early hurts your budget, but you gain points on that. Congrats on the top 1 global, by the way. That's huge. Even if you don't get there in the end, like, having it for this long is incredibly impressive. I'm really tempted by wildcarding to double McLaren, double Ferrari. That's kind of crazy. I like it, though. The We Are So Back lineup. This is a very We Are So Back lineup, I will say. It's not just a -10, though. It's possibly more if you go 4A in Sandvort. I mean, this is a 4A. So, for Team 2, it's kind of just a -10, and then I am in a 4A for Sandvort. But Team 1 is different, for sure. I mean, I think I've decided I'm selling Antonelli, though. Which is, like, rule number 1 in F1 Fantasy to not do. So I'm already kind of shooting myself in the foot and breaking all the established laws of nature and F1 Fantasy. I think I'm going Hamilton. And then I think it's Lawson down to... Okay, so this is my most likely move. It's 2 transfers. I save 3. I keep Hadjar. I have Hadjar, Bortoletto, Limblad for budget building. I keep Mercedes, even though Mercedes don't look optimal for this race. Not having McLaren kind of hurts when McLaren look really fast and Norris looks really good. But I also have 4.3 million in the bank, so I could always final fix here. If Hamilton booms it in qualifying and puts it like P5 or P6 or something, and Norris is on P1, I could always go for Norris on the final fix. Ham needs 35 points for a 0.3 increase. Yeah, if he wins, he gets that. Guaranteed. He could even get that on P2. Bottas for Hulkenberg for a chance at budget. Just can't afford a DNF. I wouldn't do it. I would just keep Hulkenberg. I think Hulkenberg is actually a good asset, whereas Bottas is only good because he could maybe increase in price. Should you use Limitless? I think Limitless is a good play this week for sure. I think there's a lot of points to be gained on Limitless this week if there are no DNFs. This is a very low DNF circuit. It was bad here last year, but that was because some unexplained things happened. But yeah, you probably go Limitless with Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc. Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, or Max, or Russell on the final 5. I don't actually know. It's definitely Antonelli, double Ferrari, Norris, and then one more. Probably Piastri, actually, to be differential. And then you go Ferrari, McLaren, I would imagine. Best team with 124.8. I mean, that's kind of my team too, yeah? I think the actual best team you could probably build with... If I'm wildcarding here, right? If we're not talking about minus 10s, I genuinely think that, like, on 124 million, like, something like this is probably, like, the best build you can make. I think this is incredibly strong. But this is infinite. This is like a minus 20. Yeah, this is a no, but this is a minus 30 for me. Yeah, so we're not doing this. And this again, this could obviously be Hamilton. I think Limitless is pretty good here, honestly. Why do you not go 4A with Hulk and Bottas? Because I'm scared of Bottas. And also it's probably a minus 10 to do so. But okay, so my team 2, like, if I had free transfers, I actually think something like this, or again with Norris in here, something like this is the best you can build with a high budget. So, as for my team 1, like, why don't you go 4A with Bottas and Hulkenberg? Well, first of all, I can't really afford it. I talked about it in my team selection, or in the final thoughts video yesterday. Like, just getting Bottas in here is not enough. I don't have enough money for it. I'm missing... so I need to downgrade Lindblad as well. So I need to use minus 3, and then I just go out of all of the budget building budget building assets. Or I guess it's this, right? And then I can afford... No, I can't even afford Leclerc with this. I'm points. So I can't even... Like, with Hulkenberg Bottas, I actually can't do it unless I downgrade Lindblad to Stroll. With even the cheapest Charles Leclerc in here, 5.5 million, I'm 0.1 million short from Fernando Alonso here, which is actually looks somewhat decent. So, like, this is my 4A lineup. Like, I don't think I'm doing this for a minus 10, boys. I don't think this is the play. If I'm forced into this, I'd rather do the minus 10 for the double Ferrari build. Don't you think Lawson is safer than Lindblad, considering they didn't get enough running on the new PU? I mean, maybe, but it's also just a difficult price point. Like, I don't know how to keep Lawson if I'm trying to afford 4A builds. 9.7 million is nigh impossible to fit in. And also, Lindblad is just better for budget building because he can get minus 3 points and still increase. Why are we sleeping on Norris? I'm not sleeping on Norris. I'm actively trying to find a way to bring McLaren in. I think I'm doing the opposite of sleeping on Norris. I think I'm being awake on Norris. There you go, that's the answer to that one. It's not a new PU, it's the one they use from Spa. Thank you, Ryan, for the correction. Why not keep Antonelli and switch Merc to McLaren? On the previous build, I couldn't afford it. Look, keeping Antonelli, doing this, McLaren in, bing, bang, boom, boom, boom. I mean, this is probably Bottas. Keeping Antonelli, 23.3 million. I'm 0.3 million short from Charles Leclerc. So that's not an option. On the other build, where I'm doing Lawson to Bortoletto, Mercedes to McLaren, 5.2 million keeping Antonelli here. I think I'd rather keep the Mercedes constructor and get the right 2X. Is Final Fix a valid chip to use this weekend? Depends entirely what happens in qualifying. We're going to stay live during qualifying today, by the way, guys. There's a lot of things that could happen in qualifying that could have Final Fix implications. Will Piastri beat Russell? Very good question. I don't actually know. Raiden, have you tried vertical view on Twitch? No. Don't know what that is. You have Leclerc and Monaco vibes? I do also have Leclerc and Monaco vibes, right? Need to do this. Alright. Norso also tennis fastest lap driver today. I agree. Thanks for the good vibes and live stream. Thank you so much, Risotto. I have Lawson swap to Behrman or maybe Hole and roll a transfer. Yeah, I mean that's a safe switch for sure. I can do the 4A you tried as I have 3 free transfer. Would you suggest that, or it depends on like what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to do, and there's so many, there's so many variables this weekend. Like, do you still have your 3X? Because if so, then you gotta prepare for Sandboard, right? I don't see why you pick Hamilton over Leclerc. They're almost the same, but one is cheaper and guaranteed max price rise. I mean, they're not always the same, though, because Hamilton is really, really good at Hungary, historically. Was faster in FP3. I think Hamilton just looks more in form. I'm trying to pick the one that's going to win the race here, and I think Hamilton is more likely to win the race than Leclerc. You think Antonelli is going to surprise here? Antonelli surprises every weekend, like... Leclerc, Norris, the differential. I mean, there's a like, I think the field is going to be so spread between Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc, and Norris this week. Norris is a really good differential, though. Norris over Ham, I'm considering it. I feel like if I'm going Norris, I kind of want to bring in McLaren as well. How do I get to 4A from here in Sandboards? I kind of don't, right? Not for free. Norris got P2 last week, and this week they've only upgraded. Yeah. I mean, I can get to this for free. The problem is that I then only have 2 free transfers for 4A in Sandboards. So Hadger's gonna increase another 0.6 million, so that's 14.5. So another 0.5, or another 0.6 here, so that's 19.5 million. Bortoletto increasing or Lindblad increasing, one of the two. 0.6. Can I, like, slip in Charles Leclerc here? But then I don't have Kimi Antonelli for the 4A. I don't know. The problem is this looks really good now, but it doesn't look good for... Like, I would probably need to take a -10. At least for 4A in Sandboards. Can you get back to Mercedes next race? Probably not. We're just racking our brains and Antonelli goes pole by 0.5 seconds. Yeah, that's probably going to be the case, isn't it? Also, I completely missed the start of the F2 sprint. Is Beganovic still in it? Dino's dropped 1 position. Not a great start from him. Where is he now? He's 4th. Let's go, Dino. Keep an eye on that. Norris winning and getting driver of the day compensates for any -10. I mean, sure. I've trusted Antonelli this year, it's gone well. Yeah, and I've not trusted it enough and it's gone awful. What do you imagine your 4A and Sandboard is looking like? Who are the locks? I mean, it's probably Antonelli +1, and then it's like Hulkenberg, Bottas, right? And then 2 premium constructors, whichever one that is. Fantasy F2 when? True. They should combine it with this. Ant had Lindblad, Lawson, Hulk, RB, Mercedes into Ant. I'll put that in team submissions. Matrodox, that's too many words for me, for my brain to fully wrap my head around it. I don't think -20 is how to play, guys. I don't think -20 is how to play. Also, no need to spam that much, Tic Tac. We're timing you out. You can comment like a few times because I do miss chats, but no need to spam that much. How's McLaren's race pace? Good question. Let's ask the team calc. Let's actually see what are FP3 sims out. Let me know. Spam me when FP3 sims are out, by the way. -10 is probably worth it. Like, it depends on what you're getting to. In simple words, 4A for -10 or keep good midfield and 3 transfer for Sandboard. That's kind of the decision to be made, yeah. Mercedes race pace was very good in FP2. Difficult track to overtake, though. Antonelli was 0.5 seconds clear. Man, fuck it. Antonelli is always booming me, man. But they're actually saying, get Audi in. That's crazy. That's how much they like the triple Ferrari, huh? Here they're just saying to make 1 transfer for Leclerc in. Or Hamilton in. I mean, Leclerc and Hamilton are very even. It's 9-0 between them. Sandboard is high overtakes, a good midfield, much better than 4A, and Sand also thing to consider. Yeah, but the problem is it's not going to be better for the 3X. Like on the 3X, I'm like if I'm using the 3X chip, I want the 2 best drivers possible. And for that, I might not, you know, I might not get to have the best midfield. And also, Sandboard's not that good for high overtake. It was only good that 1 year when it was raining and like changing conditions. Team subs is always top of the hour if we have time for it. Because right now, I don't even know what I'm doing myself. So that is an issue when it comes to team submissions. I mean, there's still Mercedes is still second for expected points, by the way. Saeed, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. So if you go triple Ferrari, you're using the 3x for this race? No, not for this race. 3x is always for Sandfords. 3x is for Sandfords because it's a sprint weekend. If you do the Audi team, I don't think you can get back. I don't think you can get. I don't think you can get back to. I don't think you can get back to Merc Antonelli. Probably not. I mean, I already have Antonelli though with the Audi team, so I think I can. Question mark. Yeah, like the stream, people. What if it rains in the Sandboards? It's a month away. Impossible to predict now. Should we keep Antonelli? Should we keep Mercedes? The answer to that is probably yes. But if you want to take a punt, you can. And I'm looking at options to take punts. Is the sensible play to stick with Antonelli then? Probably. Final fix, whoever gets pole, run the UC transfer of Antonelli. Yeah, that is probably the play, huh? Was Antonelli on budget building? 31. I just want to play it different, man. But maybe it's not the play. The Audi team combo is wild. Somehow it's the highest point scoring team according to F1 Fantasy Tools. It's better than Mercedes. But it really values the double Ferrari here. I would also keep Lindblad over Lawson, to be fair. This is so stupid. Then what? What happens after this, huh? I mean, it is 4A, technically. It is 4A with budget building. Like, who needs Hadjar's budget building when you have Audi's budget building, huh? What happens after this? So in... Okay, let's just play around with this for a while. I do this. That's 3 transfers. No minus 10. That's kind of good. And then how do I get back to 2 premium constructors in Sandvort? Leclerc's going to go 0.3. So that's 0.3. Audi's going to go up 0.6. So that's an additional 0.9. So it's 33 million. I mean, yeah, I don't get Mercedes back in, that's for sure. It's basically admitting to no Mercedes in Sandvort, but instead going like McLaren plus... I mean, I don't think I'm getting to 3 million here. So it's never Leclerc then. I have to keep Leclerc. It's always... Okay, I mean, then it, so then it would be this team with Bottas or Stroll. Or Checo. I would have 0.9 million more, so I'd be on 3.6 here. So it's either... Bottas is probably going to be 3.2, I think is likely. So then this is the team on the 3x in Sandfort. I mean, this is... F1 Fantasy Tools is telling me to do it, man. I gotta consider it, at least. I gotta consider it, at least. It's saying that that's the highest scoring team for me with this budget. But then, okay, so then this is my team in Sandvort, huh? Plus Bottas. Do you have an FPL league? I'm gonna get one up and going soon, but I don't have it yet. When does Sims come? Usually top of the hour, around that time. I mean, I currently have... I like, this team is keeping Antonelli. Oh, FPS. When is FP3 Sims out? Right now. Okay, cool. Let's ignore what happened here. And see what it says now. Whoa. Okay. It's completely different. The Audi team is gone. Well, it's not completely gone. It's down here. So they want me to just hard, like, raw dog 4A with Hulkenberg, Bottas, Stroll, huh? This is... can we just point out that this is negative points? Like, they're telling me this team is the best team available, and they're counting Bottas and Stroll as -3 and -4 points. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? Like, how can this possibly be the best team? But I guess it is. I mean, it's very close to this team, which just has Antonelli to Hadjar. Or Antonelli to Hamilton. So I think I'd rather have this team over this team. Because I save more transfers. And here I would do Lawson to Bortoletto as well, I think. So it's this, yeah. But it's Lawson instead of Lindblad. Let's remove all the cheap constructors here for now. Budget building wise, keeping 2 premium constructors. They're saying the McLaren, Leclerc, Bortoletto. I'm surprised that Norris is not higher, considering he was fastest, but maybe there's no race pace there. This is really hard. Antonelli's second best point, still Ferrari, Mercedes. Yeah. Yep. But it's very close to McLaren. This is so difficult. I don't think I've ever had this much trouble picking my team. I actually have so many options, and I have a second team that is actually competitive that I need to consider as well. Why 2 different FP3 sims? I don't know. So Hungarian 47 expected overtakes, 65 expected overtakes. Is that what this means? What is Reiter saying? On F1 Fantasy Tools. Two simulations online, 47 expected overtakes the default and 65 expected overtakes. This is tricky. Okay, so I mean this is the default run then, and this is with more overtakes than expected. Yeah, there's 2 sims. Does Audi sneak his way into with the other one? Not really. What does that do for the points? It is putting McLaren above Mercedes, but just barely. It looks pretty similar, I will say. This is incredibly tricky to... I mean, with the... Isn't this kind of what I was planning on doing? Like how, like this team looks good. It's just difficult to get to 4A then, like. What was the 4A play here? Like, is it just, there's just no way. 0.6. Like another 1.2 million. So it's always a -10. It's always a -10 later. What if I don't do... What if I ignore Bortoletto and I keep Lawson in here? 3.4 million is still enough to final fix all potential assets, right? I only do Hamilton and McLaren. And then... like... Because considering the 4A... Beganovic is P2, by the way. Shout out. Can he get P1 here? He's 2.8 seconds with 6 laps to go. Probably not. It's a bit too far away from Mini. Yeah. I mean, podium for Beganovic. Why the 2 sims? Number of overtakes is different. Like, if there's going to be more overtakes than we expect. Is 4A actually good this race? It is really good this race. It's a low overtake track. That makes 4A better. Because, like, I could do this. I keep Lawson and Lindblad. Like, Lawson needs what? They're saying Lawson is still 4th best to increase. Down here, he's obviously... Like, 10 points is difficult for Lawson. So Lawson's probably only increasing 0.2 million. But it leaves me 3 free transfers to do Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad out. And I don't take a hit. And I'm still set up for final fix play. I don't hate this. Like, I run this team. And then... Okay, so the thing is, since McLaren is so much cheaper than Mercedes, I think I'm likely running McLaren Ferrari on a 4A lineup for the 3x play in Sandford anyway. Behrman in for Hulk or carry the transfer. I think you carry Hulkenberg, honestly, because Hulkenberg is so good for the 4A lineup later. I don't think it's worth selling Hulkenberg. Despite you're not gonna get like an increase now, it's... I think Hulkenberg is not a sell this week. So I do this. That leaves me 3 free transfers in Sandford, and I can do Hadjar, Lawson, and Lindblad out to get a 4A in. And the thing is, with having McLaren Ferrari and not Mercedes Ferrari, that gives me the extra money in the bank to not run like absolute nobodies here. Like after 0.6 here, 0.6 here, 0.2 here, that's 1.4 million increase. So that's 35.8 here. Antonelli 0.3 increase. So that's 1.4, so 1.1 increase here. So that's 9.9 million then for 2 drivers here. I pick one of the cheapest ones, like a Bottas for 3 million. And then let's assume Bottas has increased 0.2 though. So that's 0.9 increase to this. So unironically 6.7 million for a final asset here, which, I mean, that's just an Alex Albon or an Alonso on the 4A instead of a Checo Bottas Bottas Stroll. Can you please do the asset tier list? Yeah, we'll do that for sure. I'm gonna do this now, I think. I think I like that. It gives me the option for the 4A at least. Mercedes or McLaren, Antonelli or Hamilton. I think Hamilton is better than Antonelli. Mercedes and McLaren is very close. Very, very close. Maybe Leclerc for Hamilton gives more money. That's true. I don't actually know if that changes anything, though, in terms of the assets I can afford, because I'm assuming that... I mean, Bortoletto, Behrman, and Lindblad are all going to increase. Am I ever keeping Arvid Lindblad on a team like this with Leclerc? Let's actually calculate this fully, okay? So, if I go for Leclerc over Hamilton, we have Hadjar, we have Lawson here. Hadjar's increasing 0.6 million, we assume. So that's 19.2. Lawson is increasing 0.2, so 19.2. 0.6 plus, so 0.8 extra, so that's 29.1 million. 29.1 million. 29.1, so it's still plus 9. This is still plus. This is plus 3. So this is plus 6 now. Plus 0.6. So that's 3.3. I mean, if Bottas does if Bottas or Stroll doesn't increase, I can actually afford this with just 2 transfers then. Yeah, you might actually be cooking. Like I'm kind of zeroed in on Hamilton because I think Hamilton is the best pick here. But I could just go for Leclerc here. Lots of people on the stream. I have not looked a single time. What are we at? 432. Jesus Christ. What are we at likewise? 75 likes with 437 people. That's not good enough, guys. That is not good enough. I'm going to need that to be rectified real quick. We're going to do a tier list, and then we're going to do team submissions, okay? I think I'm leaning towards Leclerc, actually, on my team 1, just because I'm poor. I think I'm kind of locking in McLaren Ferrari, though. It seems better this week, and then the extra budget from McLaren allows me to do some better things with my team. And basically just hope that Antonelli or Russell bends something in Sandboards. You will bring Antonelli back next week. What about keeping him and switching McLaren and bringing Bortoleto? That is also an option. That is also an option. More budget to play with the next race. I guess it is an additional 0.6. But I do kind of want to get rid of Antonelli this race. But it's only that if Bortoleto increases 0.6, which he needs 2 points for. I mean, he's probably getting that, right? I don't hate that play, right? It's pretty decent, actually. 1 hour warning. Beganovic P2, yep. Huge. I mean, I'm gonna have spare budget no matter who I run this week, most likely. Most likely I'm gonna have spare budget no matter what I do. Kimi winning plus fastest lap incoming. I mean, I kind of need it if I'm keeping him. I think I need to keep 3 transfers, though, on this team. Where's Behrman on this picture? I'd rather have Bortoleto than Behrman. That's the only reason why Behrman's not in. Like, Behrman needs 6 points for 0.6. Bortoleto needs 2. I'd rather get Bortoleto than Behrman in. But, like, Behrman is in the picture. Behrman is a good pick for sure. Ah, this is so difficult. We can final fix Antonelli. Yeah, final fix is always an option here. Would you have Behrman over Hulk? No, I'd keep Hulkenberg. I mean, you could do Behrman here, but like then I'm using 3 transfers and I'm never getting to 4A in Sandwarts. That's a problem. Like on paper, yeah, this is not like on paper this is decent, right? No Aston Martin of the 16,000 upgrades. Nope. I mean, I definitely had Alonso in some lineups. There are too many options indeed, Calendori. Good morning, Lou. Welcome to the headache that is this week's F1 Fantasy. All right, we need okay, let's do the asset tier lists. Let's do the asset tier list. Quick zoom in. There we go. All right. Quick tier list here, just to get a better overall view of the assets at our disposal. I don't actually think Stroll is F tier anymore, guys. I'm gonna be so for real. Let's start with George Russell. Am I crazy to put George Russell in F tier? Like, why would you ever buy him? There are infinitely better options than him. I think you're kind of actively trolling. Like, he's the most expensive driver, and he doesn't perform like it. He's not good for price increases either. Like, he needs 68 points for a max increase. Is it bad that I'm putting George Russell in F tier? I don't think so. I actively think he's that bad at the moment. Absolutely not. I think it's like viable on a limitless, sure, but that's a 5th driver and it's not even guaranteed. Like, because meanwhile we have all of these guys. I can't put any of them in S tier, I don't think. Because, like, none of them are guaranteed, but, like, you have one of these guys. And then Piastri's probably B tier. Is Piastri B or C? I mean, the budget doesn't, like, it doesn't support it, right? So Piastri's probably C tier. Even if he wins it, it's not worth it. He's not getting driver today. Way too expensive, not gonna rise. Yup. And, like, Red Bull does not look good here. I don't think you can ever put Max in F, but, like, I don't think Max is good this week either. No, I'm gonna put Max in F tier. Like, he's not... He's really bad for budget building. Like, 77 points. Like, just... You could have him on a limitless, but nothing more. I think this is the lineup. Let's do that. Hadjar's also just like A tier. I don't think he's S because the points don't speak in favor of it. Like budget wise, Hadjar's S tier. Points wise, he's kind of B tier, like points per million. So I think Hadjar's also just A tier. I think Hulk is S tier. The price and the value you get for him is too high. I think the other 3 million assets are just flat out in B tier. I think both of them are viable. So, not S tier, but not F tier anymore. I think Alonso's also B tier. What a performance. The thing is, they're risky, right? They're cheap, but they're risky because you don't know if those upgrades are gonna keep them on track or not. Anyway, I think Lawson's also B tier. There's a lot of B tier here today, guys. I think Lindblad is A. Probably S, actually. I mean, they just kind of have to be, you know? Paris is Giga Void. I can't line it up. I'm losing my mind. What's Ocon? I don't even know, bro. 413. Him and Gasly the Frenchman can join in C tier. I don't know if Bortoletto's up here, to be honest. I think it's honestly like all the 7.2 million guys are A tier. And then both Williams are F tier. Colapinto, probably B. Like, good for budget building, but like price-wise is difficult. I think this is the tier list. Yeah, Lindblad and Bortoletto are A, I agree. -10 could definitely be worth it for the 4A lineup, for sure. Hadjar's S tier. He's S tier budget-wise, but points per million-wise, he's B tier. So I think A tier is good for him. I think this is the actual... I think this is the tier list. Thoughts? Leclerc top of A? I mean, like, these 4 are kind of equal. It's not like a definitive order here. I think Hulkenberg is like the one must-have. At his price point, you just can't get better. HA drives are not in order, no. They're kind of clumped together. It's hard to put them in. This doesn't help. Okay, if I had to order these, okay, like if I had to order them, I think I'm putting Hamilton, like ignoring what they cost now. Okay, completely ignoring what they cost. Oh, I don't know. This is so tough. I think I put Hamilton top. Hamilton looks really fast. I think Norris is probably second. I think, like, for this race, I think Antonelli's fourth. But obviously you want to have him for Sandvort, right? So you gotta figure out a way to get him back. But Leclerc's also better for budget than Hamilton is. Like, Leclerc's really good for budget. I don't know, bro. Like, they're all the same, man. They're all the same. Like, just pick one and get lucky, okay? Pick one and get lucky. Hulk S? Yeah, Hulk is S tier. At his price point, you kind of must have him in your team. Like, if you don't have Hulkenberg in your team, like, look, okay, I can't speak anymore. I can't speak. If I go Hulkenberg-less, how do I ever get to 4A? Like, I could get to this, and, like, don't get me wrong, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Behrman, mwah, looks great for this race. Fantastic. But if I don't keep Hulkenberg in here, like, I have to get Hulkenberg back next race anyway. So, like, there's no way I ever sell Hulkenberg. I mean, I think I've narrowed down my Team 1, though. Like, Team 1 is 2 out of the 3 moves, like, here. So, I think it's Leclerc over Hamilton for me because of the budget. It's basically 3 out of the moves here. Like, 2 out of 3 moves here. So, okay, so this is the question for chat. Okay, we're popping this in a poll. I know you're all aware of what my team was before. Like, everyone knows that in their mind without anything. Brilliant advice. So, which one to not do? I want to save a transfer, okay? So which one do I not do? And to Leclerc or Hamilton. It could be either or here, depending on what I want to, like, what type of beacher driver I want next week. Lawson to Bortoletto. Mercedes to McLaren. Which one to not do, okay? Because I'm doing 2 of them. I'm almost certain that's gonna be 2. Like, 2 of my moves are gonna be that. Alright, poll is up. And while you're down there, make sure to like the stream. We're gonna go over to team submissions for a bit. Weather forecast, hot. Any chips this weekend? Might final fix, depending on what happens in qualifying. If you have wildcard, I think it's a great time to rip it and build a slightly differential build. So which one would you not do? Very big on the Mercedes-McLaren build. I will say, though, not doing Mercedes to McLaren means it's more difficult to afford the team I want in the 4A, right? Because if I keep Mercedes here, and I do Leclerc or Hamilton here, how do I get this to a 4A lineup, guys? So, I obviously sell that. I obviously sell here. I probably sell here. With Kimi Antonelli in there, I have 8.5 million. I'm probably forced to go the cheapest possible and go like Bottas Stroll on the 4A. Whereas if I'm on if I'm on McLaren here, I'm gonna have enough money in the bank to probably keep Lindblad or Bortoletto. So keep that in mind as well when you're voting. That like if I don't do the McLaren switch, On the foray, then, I'm forced to go cheapest possible drivers. Most likely. Whereas I could actually keep one of Lindblad or Bortoletto on this team. On the foray. If anyone already voted, and that information just changed it, type it in chat now what you would change it to. If that little piece of information changed your opinion or not. But only if you actually voted for Mercedes McLaren. To not do. Anton Leclerc who gets the boost? Probably Leclerc. It did not. Okay, cool. Cool. Will you take a -20 or use the wildcard? Definitely use the wildcard. McLaren is good. Should I use all my transfers to swap Hulk to Behrman if I still have the wildcard? No. Keep Hulk. Oh, if you still have the wildcard? Maybe. I would maybe wildcard this week. Or switch now to away from Hulkenberg to Behrman and then wildcard after the break. That's not a bad plan at all. A lot of things could change over the break as well. If you're locking in wildcard in Sandboard... But then, look, if you're wildcarding in Sandboard, you can't use the 3x. So you gotta remember that. If you still have the 3x, you want to use that in Sandboards. Yeah, 300 more points, but McLaren look better than this week. 2 to 3 races without Mercedes, rough? Sure. I agree. You could also say 2 to 3 weeks without any budget increases because I'm running the cheapest assets available. That's also rough. Guys, I think it's looking increasingly unlikely that we're going to get to team submissions today. Like, I'm going to be so for real because this is not looking good. It is way too even on the poll. It's 45% Mercedes McLaren, 25% Lawson Bortoletto, 29% Antonelli to Leclerc or Hamilton. I was considering not doing Lawson to Bortoletto. Oh, this is so ass. At what budget do you stop thinking about budget building when you have a good enough team? I mean, probably soon, right? Is 3x in Sandboard kind of a must? I think so. I don't want to use the 3x in Singapore. So if I'm not using it in Sandboard, I'm locking it into a single race weekend at in the end of the season. And I don't know which one that would be. Like, maybe Coda? Hoping for overtakes? Like, hoping for someone to go through the field? Like, I guess we kind of have to consider, like, Sandboard as a... Like, are we 3xing in Sandboard, using everything in our power to do so? Or am I gonna wait for one, like, maybe 3x in Monza? Someone starts from the back, like someone takes an engine penalty and 3x with that in mind. Like, kind of like how we did in Spa, but obviously that didn't work out because none of the, like, Hadjar or Antonelli only got 38 points each. I don't know, I think it's still 3x in Spa. I think I want a 3x in Sandboard. Man, this is so difficult. I believe Mercedes would have been the best and McLaren third best in Sandboards. That's fair. Driver of the day probability lists. The winner. Whoever that may be is probably getting driver of the day. Why McLaren over Merc? Because Mercedes don't look super fast this week. Norris looks really fast. And McLaren are cheaper, so it's easier to afford a good 4A team in Sandvoort with it. Oh, I need to think about my second team as well, guys. This is not looking good. Have I done tip of the week already? No. Yikes. don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, winner gets rid of the Hulk to Bearman or save a transfer. Save a transfer. Unless you have wild card, like then maybe do it. Antonelli 1 here in F2. I think Antonelli will get on form by Q3. I mean, the answer is always just keep Antonelli now. This gives me the best budget opportunity, unironically. It's a very colorful team, though. Good time to use 3x with 4A setup? No, save the 3x for 4A setup in Sandvort. Do you know what the different percents on F1 Fantasy Tools means? Yeah, the different predictions. It's if there are more overtakes than we anticipate. Don't think about it. Let's go McLaren and Bortoletto. This gives me the best setup for next week, I will say. Because this gives me a lot. Like, this basically guarantees I'm keeping Bortoletto or Limblad on my 4A lineup. But it also means I'm doing McLaren Ferrari on my, like, and not having Mercedes on. Like, can I get Mercedes back? Like, say Mercedes looks super dominant in the practice and in sprint quali. Do I ever get that back? I guess what I do with a -10. So that's not the end of the world then. Like, this just means that I can get to a 4A for free in Sandvort. If I want to get Mercedes back, I have to do a -10 then. I don't hate this. I mean, I don't love... I mean, I also have 5.2 million. I could always final fix. If Antonelli puts it P4, P5, I'm giga down to final fix to Norris or Hamilton or Leclerc, like whoever's P1. Mercedes are done? I don't think so. I mean, maybe here. 4A with no Ferrari insane? Yeah. I mean, no driver. I think that's kind of crazy. Also with the cost. I don't know how you afford that. I think the question is Ham plus McLaren or Leclerc plus Mercedes in this race and the next one. Kind of. Like, again, I can always keep Lawson here as well and do Leclerc or Hamilton. McLaren Ferrari plus other saves, transfers, and as I said, McLaren gives budget to avoid DNF assets later. This is probably the hardest I've ever... I don't think I've been this lost in F1 Fantasy in a long time. There's so many viable options. And like, we're talking about this now as like being my only option. I could still do triple Ferrari. Like, triple Ferrari is still a good transfer. It's a -10 and it kind of messes me up a bit, but like this is still not bad. You know what I mean? This is still a play. But I don't think I'm doing this. I think it's a bit too crazy. I'd love to do it though. I don't know, bro. I don't think we're doing team submissions today, guys. I'm too lost on my own team. And we haven't even... I have to completely shift my mindset on my second team as well. Keep Antonelli, keep Mercedes. Good day, Fraser. We'll do team submissions at the end if we have time. I don't know, man. It feels wrong going away from Antonelli. It does. Every time I've gone away from Antonelli, I've been absolutely burnt by it. But this feels like the race to kind of do it. I mean, even then, he looked decent. He was still, what, P3 in quali? Or in FP3? But what if he puts it P4, man? There's more upside in going for the another 2xer than there is in switching from Mercedes to McLaren, assuming they will get the same points. Like, there's way more upside in going for this. Or this. It does make the 4A way more difficult, though. Like, there's just way more upside in going for this. Then you final fix him? Yeah, true. Like, going for this is... There's so much more upside on 2x play here. Because the winner, if I get the winner on the 2x, it could be like 45 points compared to like 65 here is the prediction on F1 Fantasy Tools. Like, it's basically equal. I just have to pick something, man. The upside of this is way higher. Go with your gut. Well, my gut is tumbling right now. Kimi plus McLaren. Like, the Kimi McLaren build covers my bases way more and sets me up better for Sandport. But the upside of this right now is way higher. The upside potential of this is way higher. I need to take my glasses off. I don't know, man. We're overthinking things way too much. Yeah, we kind of are, but like, there's also no easy answer. That's the thing. There really is no easy answer. Yeah, we're completely ruling out George Russell. Don't jump to McLaren in hopes of one race form. Well, the jump to McLaren is also to free up budget for a 4A play with 3x in Sandport. If you believe Norris has a shot at winning, then McLaren is better. If Norris is winning, I can final fix him. Norris does have a chance to win, you're right. See, this is the thing, like, if you believe Norris has a shot of winning, then McLaren is better. Don't jump to McLaren in hope of one race form. See, like, oh, don't overthink it, guys. Like, the chat is split. That's what I'm saying. Like, the chat is split. Same, Jazz. I think George Russell's probably P5 or below. Let me flip a coin and I'll let you know, says Haluku. Nice. Man, it's 35 minutes left. What do I do? What do I do? I mean, okay, the other answer is just to do, like, just keep Lawson, bro. This gives me 3 free transfers. I still have the final fix potential with this. I get McLaren in for the potential Norris win. But if it's like, if I'm betting on McLaren because of a Norris win, why don't I also bet on Lando Norris? You know what I mean? But if I bet on Lando Norris, I can't get to a 3A. I can't get to a good 4A build because Norris is too expensive for that. Because I can't get Norris plus Antonelli on the 4A. So like, like I have to go for a Ferrari driver. You're not jumping for one race. Norris can win, make overtakes on McLaren. Cover your bases. What's your total budget? 119.3. But if you will still use the final fix and don't spend a transfer on Hamilton, well, I'm using 2 sure. If I'm banking in the final fix, I obviously keep Antonelli and I do this. Like, do I bank in the final fix this week? Like, I could do this. Like, because again, this is the thing that sets me up the best. So maybe I just buck in final fix this week. The original driver, because after final fix, your team reverts back to what it was. So this would be budgeted with Antonelli. Ham has a better chance for driver today. So does Norris if he wins, man. That's the issue. Let's go with final fix this weekend. Why McLaren over Mercedes? To cover for Norris win. Russell don't look great. And also McLaren are cheaper, so it's easier for me on a lower budget to afford a better team in Sandboard to have 2 premium drivers for the 3x play. There's a lot of things. I would say final fix for engine penalties. That's kind of what I was saving it for too. I don't really want to final fix. Like, final fix is a lost case scenario. Like, if Antonelli's P3, I'm not going to final fix. If Norris is P1, Antonelli's P3, I'm never final fixing. Antonelli to Leclerc is good or risky? It's good. Like, it's a good move. It's just there's so many other moves that are also viable. So it's hard to say. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go for the upside place. I'm leaning more and more towards just keeping Lawson. I feel like that it feels right in my gut. Because I go for the upside play of McLaren. I go for the upside play of... Like, I'm building for the upside play. Like, what's the upside play of Lawson to Bortoletto? Potential 0.4 million. Which, like, I don't really need that 0.4 million if I'm keeping Hadjar anyway. Like, the point of keeping Hadjar is to get the budget increases. Lawson is going to get some points. Like, it's fine. And then with this team, I get the upside play of switching from Antonelli to Hamilton. I get the upside play of McLaren. Like, the upside potential. And then, like, Lawson increasing 0.2 million is kind of fine. What's this, like, what, 0.4, like, 1.4 million extra in the bank after increases to Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad. 0.6 here, 0.6 here, 0.2 here. Should be enough to get Antonelli back in with McLaren. And run this as my 3x play in Sandvorts. And it's probably, like, Bottas plus, like, Albon at 5.8. I would imagine. For 3 free transfers, or Alonso is my play in Sandvorts. And if I go Leclerc instead of Hamilton, I could maybe keep Bortoletto or Lindblad. Is that worth it? How much are we trusting Hamilton over like a Leclerc here? Should I go Leclerc here? Because that could give me enough budget to keep Lindblad or Bortoletto and not go for Albon or Alonso next week. Yo, thank you so much, Fraser. Don't stress, look at my team. You feel like a genius. I'll look at your team. Thank you so much for the £2 donation. Rain, what about having Leclerc and Antonelli with Ferrari and Merc? I can't without having 3 million like all 3 millions here, like Bottas, Stroll, Hulkenberg. That's the only way I can afford it. Alright, I know we already voted on Hamilton versus Leclerc, but in the context of my team being able to afford a better 4A lineup later, what do we think? Leclerc is a mixed bag of emotions, I agree. Better budget upside with Leclerc, that's true. Maybe I'm going Leclerc then. Last time I switched to Leclerc, he crashed though. So, you know. Hamilton. Suppose you can't use 3x in Sandboard. Is Singapore an option? Probably. Or whenever there are engine penalties. And I'm expecting some good things, right? The swings this week are going to be wild. True. What are you doing for Team 2? I don't know, man. I have 30 minutes to decide my Team 1 and Team 2. Like, this sucks. I hate that my Team 2 is so competitive. What's the XOV and F1 Fantasy Tools? Expected overtakes. The 46 overtake is the usual. The other one is if there's more overtakes than expected. But I don't think it matters that much in the difference of all things. Are you watching quali? Yeah, I'm watching quali because it's such a big final fix weekend. I'm definitely staying and watching quali. We will do that on Twitch exclusively, though. Why do you want to get Antonelli out? Because I don't think Antonelli's going to win. I think the winner, whether that's Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris, I think they're gonna probably get driver of the day and fastest lap for like a 50-pointer. Why Leclerc over Antonelli will leave you with 0 Merc? Yep. For the reason I just explained. This is Sandvort team, guys. This is Sandvort team for a 3x play. Leclerc does feel like a mixed bag, but he's had 2 pretty good weekends. Like, he got driver of the day. Like, he won in Silverstone. He got P2. This is also the wrong music because this is the music for tip of the week, and we're not tip of the week yet because I don't even know what my tip is tipping. Please stay for you if quality on YouTube as well. I probably won't. The algorithm hates it. This gives me a really good setup. Screw it, man. I mean, should we just do... Okay, I kind of know what my tip of the week is going to be, by the way. We could do tip of the week now. It's not a good one. Are you not going to do team submissions? I don't think we have time, man. I'm so sorry, Shay. Like, I want to do it, but like this week has been absolutely crazy in terms of how many options there are. All right, everyone, I need you to like the stream. I'm sorry for no team submissions. Hopefully this tip will help you out. Alright. This week is probably the hardest F1 Fantasy week I've had ever, I'd say. And it looked so simple before the race. The tip of the week is going to be pretty convoluted, so I need you to stay with me on this one, okay? So, what are we at likes-wise, guys? We have 500 viewers on YouTube, 150 likes. We can definitely get that up to 200. There's 350 of you who have not yet liked the stream. I'm not putting another piece of ink on this MS Paint site until we're up to 200. So I need you to like the stream right now, support the stream, it means a ton, it's the best way to do so, just interact with it, and good things will come your way. F1 Fantasy, I know we've been complaining, F1 Fantasy, it's boring, it's, everyone has the same teams, but you can't look at F1 Fantasy for this week and not say that it's an incredible game sometimes. We smashed 200 instantly, thank you so much for the support. Tip of the week this week. It's very convoluted. I need you guys to stay with me on this one. There's gonna be a lot of text on this, but there's like asterisk upon asterisk upon asterisk. But I hopefully want to make this tip so that everyone can use it for your team, since we did not have time for team submissions today. Tip of the week is number 1, prep for C. That's Sandboard, okay? We prep for Sandfort, whether that's 3x or wild card or whatever. Or whatever, right? Whatever you're doing in Sandfort, you prep for it now. But you can do so with the knowledge that anything goes in Hungary. Like, literally anything goes. Like, just get lucky, I guess. Like, get lucky. Like, well, what are we even doing? Like, everything could work. Everything could be disastrous. This could work, but, like, Norris goes and wins it, and then the Norris player wins. Like, there's gonna be such massive swings this week that anything you do could work out in your favor or be an absolute complete disaster. And I think as long as you are aware of that fact, that you're going into this with, if you're going 4A lineup here, or you're going with Hadjar, Lawson, Bortoletto, if you're going with Behrman, if you're going with Norris, Leclerc, Antonelli, McLaren, Mercedes, if you're switching to freaking Audi, like some F1 Fantasy Tool simulations suggested, whatever you're doing, as long as you have somewhat of a plan for Sandfort, I think it's fine. Because you cannot predict what's going to be the correct play this weekend. It's actually just literally impossible. You kind of just have to go on vibes, pick what you think works, and as long as you have a plan for Sandfort, I think you'll be fine. And then you just got to get lucky. Right? Does that make sense? Am I making sense, or am I completely rambling? I think that's tip of the week. Because if you're making... Because, again, anything goes here in Hungary, right? Like, I could go and absolutely boom my team and build McLaren... Like, you know, I could build this with Bottas here. But, like, then what do I do when Antonelli and Mercedes are the fastest in Sandfort? Like, I can't do anything unless I take, like, a -30. So, or -20 at least. So, you can do whatever you want as long as you have somewhat of a plan. Some inkling, some tiny, minuscule version of a plan for how you're gonna 3x in Sandfort if you're 3xing. Or if you're not 3xing in Sandfort, are you just sticking it out with whatever you already got, whatever you're shooting for here in Hungary. For me, I think I'm leaning towards just keeping Lawson, doing the plays that I think have a lot of upside for this week, which is this. Again, this could be Hamilton, but that makes it harder for me to afford a 4A lineup later in Sandfort. But I also like Hamilton slightly more than Leclerc in terms of his winning potential. So it's really hard to pick. But I think I'm doing this, and then I can, for free, get to a 4A lineup with Antonelli. No Mercedes, though. But I can get Mercedes back for a -10 in Sandfort. And that's kind of my plan. So I think I'm doing... Oh, Leclerc or Hamilton, Leclerc or Hamilton, Leclerc or Hamilton. I think I'm doing Leclerc. I think it gives me more options. I think this is my plan. I think this is my plan. As for my team too, what are we doing here, man? We have no Ferrari. I completely... Oh. I think we're going 4A on this. We have the option of doing this, which is pretty disgusting. But then we have Red Bull, which, like, Red Bull don't look great this week, so I don't think I want Red Bull. I think I want to keep this. That's 5.9 million then. Is just locking 4A on this? I don't know. What am I doing? I only have 2 free transfers here. I mean, it's for sure Red Bull to Ferrari, I think. I think that's just the priority here. And then what? Does this guy even know what he's talking about? Sounds a bit delulu. Thanks, Bacterian. I'm doing my best. What do you think about 2x Leclerc? I'm probably doing that on my team 1. What's the second move on this team? sell Lawson for Bortoletto to free up money space on this team. 8.4 million though. I think I'm doing this. I still have a final fix on this, right? Yeah, I do. I don't think I want Red Bull this week. Red Bull look even worse than Mercedes do. Is Charles any good? Yeah. I think I'm doing this with Team 2. I'm keeping Antonelli Mercedes, and then I can final fix here if Antonelli underperform. Why not replace Hulk with Borton and keep Lawson? Because I need Hulkenberg. Like, if I keep Lawson here, and I get Bortoletto here, I only have 1.7 million in the bank, so I can't final fix some things. In addition to that, I can also not, like, get to a 4A lineup, because I'm using 2 free transfers here. Then I only have 2 free transfers, and I need to sell Hadjar, Lawson. Like, it's difficult to afford shit. I mean, I guess I could do this. Get Hulk back, and then 22 million. Nah, I'm just not going to be able to afford it. So, I need to stay... I need to keep Hulkenberg. Like, I need to keep the transfer available here. But I think I'm just keeping Hadjar. I think this is my Team 2 build. I'm not playing with the second team anymore, by the way. Or with the third team anymore. I think this is my team, guys. I think this is good enough. It gives me a lot of options for 3x with Antonelli plus Leclerc. I still have final fix opportunities if Leclerc booms it. Leclerc is really good for budget increase as well. It's a quarter to midnight. What have I missed? Probably the most chaotic deadline stream of all time. The team looks a bit meh. I'm betting on Antonelli. I mean, I understand it, but Leclerc's been P1, P2 in the last 2 races, man. He's on good form. Ferrari look fast here. I don't know what else to say. And know what the 47 and 65 mean on F1 Fantasy Sims? It's the amount of overtakes. So 47 is the average expected amount of overtakes. 65 is like an upgrade of 25% or something like that. If there are more overtakes than expected, that's why. So they made 2 different sims on it. Let's see what Writer of F1 Fantasy Tools are saying. Writer stats team for race week 11. Mercedes, Ferrari, Antonelli 2x, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Hulk. Ended up using the team calculator to pick the team without a -10 and force my display to narrow down on that. Good luck. Very interesting. Because this kid, like, I have 3 transfers. This saves a transfer, and I'm like, I think I want to do this. Your brother, you've aged 5 years in the last 2 hours. You're crazy? Thanks, A. I can't get my mind off the Audi team. Tell me I'm crazy. Hey, I'm the crazy one here. But I'm the crazy one, and even I think that's a bit too crazy. You have aged 5 years in the last 2 hours. This is really funny. Oh, I need to lower the music. So sorry, guys. I forgot to do that after tip of the week. Sorry that I've been blasting music in your ear. Oh, not you? Ephemeral Honey? Yeah. That he is crazy. Yeah, that's true. But I'm also crazy. Do you think Leclerc's objectively better than Antonelli, or are you going for the upside of 2x Ferrari? I objectively think that this week Leclerc is a better shout than Antonelli. I could be wrong now. Like, Leclerc's on good form. The Ferrari look better here than the Mercedes does. Though I think Hamilton is a better shout, slightly, but budget-wise, it just works out better for me with Leclerc. Crazy, I had Audi last week. Leclerc over Hamilton, yes, but only because it's better for me budget-wise to be able to afford 4A in Sandboards. And I feel like they're kind of 50-50 anyway. Three transfers for Sandboard is crucial, I agreed, which is why I'm doing this. Like, I'm basically locking in Hajar, Lawson, Lindblad transfer, or Hajar, Lawson, something else. I don't know if Leclerc's been on good form, but I think he's mostly just been lucky the last 2 weekends. I disagree. He was definitely on good form in Silverstone. And, like, lucky that he didn't get a penalty, I guess. But apart from that, I like, he had a good race in Spa. Bortoletto or Lawson, the Sims and Bortoletto ahead? Yes, but I prefer to save a transfer. This call is going to be crazy. I know. I'm staying live, though. Locked in? I think so. I think I need to just stop thinking about it, if I'm honest. And I have final fix potential on both my teams. And both my teams are set up well for Sandboards. Who's better for this weekend, Behrman or Lawson? Probably Behrman, but I wouldn't spend an additional transfer doing it. Lawson going to have a hard time making a full increase. It might be a big difference. Yeah, I'm expecting Lawson to only get a 0.2 increase. $10 minutes. Yes, I think so, Hitanj. I definitely think keeping 3 free transfers for Sandboard is crucial. I mean, maybe not if you have already used your 3x. Maybe not, but like... Alright. I think I'm locked in. Let's look at some quick priority team submissions. We have this. A bunch of options here. Antonelli, Lawson, Hulkenberg, Hajar, Lindblad, Red Bull, Mercedes. We're doing wild card on a bunch of them here. Crazy Thought, Smart Thought. I mean, I like both of these options, and I've tinkered with all of them. I like that the Smart Thought is Leclerc Hamilton. Money Thought saves wild card. I guess it does. Yep. The thing is, like, you could do either of this and it would work out in your favor, I think. Wildcard leaves you with no 3 transfers in Sandboards, I will say. But, like, since you already have Antonelli, Leclerc in, like, you're kind of fine. Also, I wouldn't go Albon here. Albon's going to drop in price. Like, I would rather go Bottas than Albon. Or at least, or Alonso even. So I would not keep Albon. YOLO, waiting for a Mercedes double DNF, and I'm in too deep. Keck W. So much red. I mean, like, is this the craziest thing you've ever seen? Yes. Is it also crazy genius when Antonelli and George Russell both DNF? Yes. You know? But yes, that is a disgusting team. It is incredibly red. It is very red. It fits the aesthetic of the channel. I will say that though. I mean, if you're all in on the Mercedes DNF, man, I don't know what to tell you. Actually, Ring of Fire. This is really funny. Out of your mind. Am I locked in? Am I locked in? Ah, I think I'm locked in. I think I need to stop thinking about it. I kind of don't like it though. But I don't like anything. Like, I want this. I would rather get Hamilton here. My gut says Hamilton. But the like logic brain of like money says Leclerc. Like, what's the actual difference between Hamilton and Leclerc here? Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad out. Like, what can I afford here? If assuming I want to get Antonelli back in, 8.8 million. 5.8. I mean, I can afford Alex Albon after a 0.6 million price drop. Assuming that he might be on for a price rise next week. If I go Hamilton over Leclerc. You trusted Leclerc in Monaco, you haven't learned your lesson. True. Limitless team is double Ferrari. Like, it's triple Ferrari, Norris, McLaren, Antonelli, the fifth driver. Like, I think you do McLaren, Ferrari on a Limitless. And I think you do Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris, Antonelli, +1. And the extra one could be either Piastri, Verstappen, or Russell. And I don't know which one I would pick. Probably Piastri, but it's close. This means I can't keep Lindblad or Bortoletto. Is kind of the outcome of this. Well, this is in Sandwort, guys. I'm not picking Bottas now. I'm thinking Sandwort here. Basically, is it Leclerc or Hamilton? I think I prefer Hamilton slightly, but just keep Antonelli. But like, if my prediction is that Antonelli's gonna finish this race P4 or P5, and one of the Ferraris or Norris will win it, should I not go for that? You know? Like, that's the question here. Like, that's actually a straight up difference of like 40 plus points. TikTok, 5 minutes to go. I'm not locked in. I'm locked in my second team. My second team is easier, I think. Lock it in. I'm gonna be so pissed if I change this and then Leclerc goes and wins. Like, that's actually gonna send me over the edge. You think Antonelli wins the race? Yeah, don't forget to do your predicts. Antonelli is over Leclerc. I wouldn't get rid of both Antonelli and Leclerc. Why not Norris? Guys, I can't do everything. I would love to have Norris as well. The actual reason why not Norris is because Norris is very, very difficult with sandboard plants. Like, the price of Norris makes it very, very difficult for me to afford what I want. So Norris kind of goes out by default there. I'm covering Norris by doing McLaren. What has Antonelli done for us to doubt him? He has performed every week, just been unlucky at times. You're kind of right. Guys, the Twitch chat really wants me to keep Antonelli. YouTube chat, what do we think about that? What do we have? 3 minutes? I'm starting a poll on YouTube. Keep Antonelli, yes or no? Big differential is Anita. Keep Antonelli. Keep Antonelli. 2 minutes, bro. Time to jump. Gotta keep Antonelli. Oh my god. Is it worth keeping Antonelli to roll a transfer? Yes, if that's your only option. I would like, I'm rolling a transfer no matter what I'm doing. Rated, don't want you to differential them. That's true. Antonelli is kind of cooking, though. I'm not doing that, Shailesh. 2 minutes, bro. It's less than 2 minutes. It's like a minute 30. It's like a minute 30. Get the music up. What are we doing? Moving off Kimmy burned you hard? Yeah, but what if moving off of him now is gonna burn me back? I don't know what to do, man. 55% says yes, keep. Q browser refresh 0.5 seconds before locking in. It's 1 minute. What am I fucking doing? Ah, I'm losing my mind. I'm on Antonelli now. I'm on Antonelli now. I'm on Antonelli now. If Leclerc wins this, I'm actually gonna... That's gonna send me over... That's gonna send me over the edge. I think this is the plan. This, I mean, this is the best setup for Sandvort, I will say. This is the best setup for Sandvort, it just is. It's better than the Leclerc option. It's 42 seconds, guys. It's 42 seconds. I think it's over. I think it's locked. No, it's not locked. It's like 22. Okay, I'm done. Like, we're just gonna lock it. We're just gonna lock it. Like, what am I doing? We're just locking it. Like, it's just this. It's super wide. This is the team. I think I'm keeping Antonelli. I'm convinced. Like, this is by far the best setup for me next week as well. It's locked. I can't do anything about it now. Alright, YouTube, we gotta migrate over to Twitch. We're gonna watch the qualifying now. Let's see if we regret our decisions that we've made here today. Actually, no. Tip of the week. Actual tip of the week. Don't regret your decisions, guys. Don't regret your decisions. We've made our decisions. We stick with them. Even if it goes to shit. Look at what brought you there, okay? We don't regret our decisions here on this stream. Ever. And now we watch qualifying. Alright, let me set this up. We don't regret our decisions in this stream. Decisions have been made. Final fix is definitely very possible this week if Antonelli booms it in qualifying and puts it P5 or below. I will say, however, if Antonelli is anywhere in the top 3, I'm not final fixing. Alright? If Antonelli's like P4, I might final fix to P1, okay? Maybe. Maybe, but it's not guaranteed. All right. I've definitely aged at least 15 years in this stream. All right, so Antonelli without Merc, that's inconsistent as fuck. Oh, Merlino, you're never happy, bro. You're never happy. The reason I'm doing that is I've already explained why I'm going McLaren over Mercedes like 40 times this stream. It's literally because I'm poor and I need to get a good 4A lineup that doesn't lock me in forever into the 3 million assets in Sandvort. That's why I'm doing Mercedes to McLaren. That's not inconsistent. That's what I'm doing. I mean, if, like, last week it worked. Tactical Gamer, thank you so much for the Prime. Alright, if you're on YouTube and you want to watch the qualifying with me, in the description, you have my Twitch, which is where I'll watch the qualifying live. I don't do that on YouTube because YouTube algorithm absolutely hates it when I stay live after dropping like 100 viewers. But thank you so much for the support on YouTube today. Thank you so much for the likes and the subscriptions. If you have Twitch Prime, like Tactical Gamer has, if you don't use it, you're gifting Jeff Bezos $2, and Lord knows he does not need more money. So make sure to head on over to my Twitch and use your Twitch Prime every month. It's just I have the same team, but Mercedes ahead of McLaren. totally fine. But if Russell booms it and Norris wins it, like that's kind of the play here with McLaren. Yo, Kobo, thank you so much for the Prime sub. It's fun to be a contrarian. It is fun to be a contrarian. I love being a contrarian. That is one of my big character flaws. Alright, ending YouTube stream now. Thank you so much, YouTube. Join me on Twitch for the watch along. Yo, Swartz, thank you so much for the Prime sub. One more and we reach a hype train.